Hey, Jeff, so Jeff, man, so how you been?
I've been all right.
You been good?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
listen, um, MJ reached out to me. You know what I mean? Happy to have you on. Um, I was thinking, I was doing a lot of thinking, right? Because when I found out you was coming on the show, I was like, man, I was just thinking about back in the day in the '90s. Was it the '90s? No, it was yeah, it was the '90s. Back in the '90s, and um, just think about some of the fights you had, and Mayweather name is a brand that's already known and established. From you to Roger Mayweather, RIP to him, to Floyd Sr., and then of course Floyd Jr. He the one pretty much stamped it. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that, man, and what do you think about like how was boxing from the time you was fighting? How was boxing changed from the time you was fighting, Jeff, till now, from your perspective?
Um, I think boxing has changed a lot, a whole lot. I think that now basically you can become a star, a social media star, and if you do just happen to be boxing, that means that you know your value is is very high. I mean, of course, and I'm not just talking about, I'm just not just be talking because I mean, I'm talking actually about Ryan Garcia, the
Right.
guy who, he's the guy that everybody wants to fight. They want to fight him because he has a huge following.
Yeah.
And and I mean, back then, I mean, there was no social media or anything like that. So you just had to fight. Whoever was the best fighter at that time, that's who you would have to fight when you
Yeah.
fight for a title.
So I see what you're saying because I it's like nowadays the conventional way, and I think you're talking about the conventional way, the way a fighter got notoriety. You were signed to a major promotional company, work your way up through the ranks, and then maybe get a shot at the title. You was with Don King Promotions or Top Rank or who was some of the other ones back then? Muhammad. Who was some of the promoters back then, Jeff, when you was boxing?
Um,
I
I'm
know
not.
Don King Promotions. I know Top Rank, and it
Lou
was for sport.
DiBella, Lou DiBella was one of the
Yep,
top promoters then.
yep.
Um,
I think Duval.
yeah, uh, I don't know. Was it Duva?
Yeah, Kathy Duval, but what was the husband? The husband ended up passing away.
Okay.
Yeah, the husband
Yeah,
ended up
yeah, okay. Yeah, they were a big one of the big promotions. Um, I don't know. They had quite a few. So
So what I'm saying is the conventional way would be you get with a promoter and they would be the ones to build the fighter's name and brand up. But like you said, nowadays because of social media, that has changed everything. So now the conventional ways of promoting a fighter and blowing a fighter up is kind of different today. Would you say that?
no, yeah, I would definitely say that because I mean, if you can fight, in which I'm not saying that Ryan can't fight. I mean, he's a good fighter too, but he's he's the guy that's trying to get the title. He's not the guy that has the title, but he gets more value than the guy he's fighting that is the champion.
Because of the social media, because of his popularity on social media.
Right.
So what I see, Jeff, is like I agree with you. Well, like what you're saying, they can use that popularity, that social media popularity, as leverage in order to get more money.
Exactly.
Um, because they have a following, and they're going to bring that following to the sport. Bring more eyeballs to the sport. So I see exactly what you're saying. Um, Jeff, to pivot a little bit, how did you get started in boxing?
Um, it's a funny story. Well, I follow Roger. Me and Roger was real close in age,
Yeah.
and I followed him everywhere. I mean, seriously, I was like his shadow. And so I would go to the boxing gym. By the time he started boxing, I would go to the boxing gym. I would follow him, and he said, he finally just said, "Hey, if you're gonna be coming here every day," he said, "you might as well just learn how to fight." And so then I then I started trying to learn how to fight because I mean I was just so used to being with him, and it was like he was gonna make me go home if I didn't if I didn't box. So no, so I mean I actually that's when I actually got started. I got started in boxing, you know, um, really honestly just because of Roger, and that's why I'm in Vegas today. Even to this day, I followed him until where I'm at right now. And that's I'm in Vegas because of Roger. And when I came to Vegas, I came here for vacation after I graduated from college.
Uh-huh.
And
What year was that? What year was that?
1984, I think. Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay, but in the
But
80s.
yeah, it was in the 80s. But I so Roger said after he actually called me when I was walking across the stage to get my diploma, and basically I couldn't speak to him while I was, and so once I sat down, I called him back, and he said, "You want to come to Vegas?" I said, "Yeah." Okay, so he flew me to Vegas. I get to Vegas,
Huh?
and he says, "Okay, by this time he's already world champion."
Yeah.
And he he's got about 5 or 6 cars in his driveway. And he said, "You want one of those? You want one of those cars?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm getting back on going back on the plane. What I'm gonna do with a car?" and so and so basically what actually happened was the I think the fact is that we were so close, and when we were so close, when he left me, he still was thinking about me,
Uh,
and I was thinking about him. And so I think that what ended up happening was he had already um, planned on me moving to Vegas, and and being around him. If even if I wasn't boxing, just
uh,
being around him because we was together every day. And so actually, I landed, and that was the first thing he said. And then the next thing he said is, he took me to the store, and it was a guy. It was an old guy in the store. It was a jewelry store. It was the
mm,
guy owned a jewelry store, and he said, "You see that guy over there?" I said, "Yeah." "Who, that old guy right there?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "That's gonna be your manager."
mm.
And so I'm like, "I got a manager too." and then and then he took me. The next place he took me was
Yeah.
where I was going to stay at. And so I know in the first place I moved to, I was right near ULV, UNLV. And so he said, "See that place right there?" He said, "That's where you're gonna be staying." I said,
So he had everything laid out for you. So basically, Roger was the one who introduced you to boxing. Um, to pivot a little bit, uh, your older brother, Floyd. I met Floyd Sr. Man in Vegas. Actually, at a Teofimo Lopez fight when he fought Jermaine Ortiz. I want to say this was 2024. Um, yeah, I met him there at the Michelob Ultra Arena because I
"Okay."
was staying at the Mandalay Bay. And to piggyback on your older brother, what role did he play? Did he play any role in you getting into boxing or no? Or y'all wasn't close?
No, I mean because we're like 10 years apart in
Yeah,
age.
yeah, that's a big yeah. Yeah.
So, um, but he was he was still part of the reason why. I mean, because he was like a local superstar, back home.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he won the nationals and he did things like that, and
Yeah.
and he was always bragging about himself, and it's funny. it's funny how he got into boxing, and his story is is basically how he got into boxing was there was a school teacher, and he was in a school teacher's classroom,
Yeah.
and the school teacher um, actually was a guy who didn't really discipline his students. He basically challenged his students, and so it was this one guy that was in the classroom, and the teacher made fun of him, and then asked him, "Do you want to fight?" And then Floyd, I mean,
The teacher?
This is a story. Yeah, he told that he
Wow.
told me himself, and that basically the teacher, he said, "Why are you doing that to this guy, to the guy?" And he said, "Well, do you want some?" And so, and obviously, this was a old school teacher that had no values, because basically what he did is he had everybody move all the chairs, and and put it where, made it where it was a circle for him and Floyd to fight. And I mean, this was Floyd was still a kid,
Yeah.
and but still he took up the offer, and basically he ended up fighting the teacher. And but my sister was also in that class, and so that teacher got his ass whooped, and he got whooped bad, because Floyd at that time, he wasn't even involved in boxing at that time,
Uh,
but still he knew how to fight. So he had a street fight with his teacher, and my sister was basically like his backup, and she was hitting the teacher with a shoe in the face. And so
so they
they
put him up, jumped him.
yeah, they basically they pretty much jumped him and at the end of the day. And from that he went to juvenile detention.
Mm.
Basically, there was a officer there that said that, "Do you really want to box?" He said, "Or you can do something to, that can discipline you." And so next thing you know, he signed up for boxing, and he fell in
Got in
love.
there.
He fell in love with it, and then basically that's how that he was the first one to get started. And then of course then it was Roger, then it was me. Well, I don't know if it was me before Floyd Jr., but probably it probably was. Floyd
Yeah.
Jr. came before me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's amazing you say that. But the reason why I say that is because the pivot a little bit forward. You got the world famous Mayweather gym. You don't see all of the fighters that came through there, from Tank Davis to Devin Haney to, I guess, who's who of boxing.
Yeah.
Always go through Mayweather's gym. So to pivot a little bit, I was looking at a video, Jeff, that Floyd Sr. did, and he had a kid next to him by the name of Devin Haney. And I know you know who Devin Haney is.
Yes,
And
I trained Devin Haney too.
yeah, you trained him as well, right? So
Yeah.
and he was crowned by your brother as being the closest thing. He the next Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
What was you there when he said that?
Yeah, I was there.
What? Okay, so asking you your opinion, because when I call him, Devin Haney name is Debo Dev now. Instead of Devin, they call him Dev. He Debo Dev now. Debo, he don't drop Brian Norman. Hey Jeff, I was talking to somebody. I don't want to say his name, but somebody in the media. You know who this is, but I tell you off air.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to somebody, right? I said, "Yeah, man, we got to call Devin Haney Debo Dev. We can't call him Devin no more, man. Calling him Devin is disrespect. It's Debo now." So he said, "I love Devin." He said, "But Debo based on what?" I said, "Man, he dropped. You see, he dropped Brian Norman. You see what he did to him?" He said, "Man, Brian Norman was a trash fighter. I never thought highly of Brian Norman. You look at all of his fights. He was never that good. So I can't call him Debo based on what he did to Brian Norman." And man, I was like, man, that's what the guy told me. He's in the media. I won't mention his name. I'll tell you off air. In the media, but your brother said that he's the next Floyd. And he kind of, I'm looking at him, he kind of reminds me of, I see something, not Pretty Boy Floyd, Money Mayweather. Pretty Boy Floyd was a different animal. Do you see do you see what Floyd Sr. is talking about, or how you feel about that?
I think that it was possible, but I think that what ended up happening was it got to the point where Floyd wasn't allowed to do what he needed to do to make Devin be a much better fighter than he was. I mean, he helped him along the way, but I mean, his dad stepped in, and when his dad stepped in, it was kind of like, okay, now you got to take a back seat to his dad. And so, basically, so that situation didn't last very long. Just like with me, that situation didn't last very long.
But you saying because of the dad?
Yeah.
Well, was it an ego thing, or?
I think it was more of an ego thing. I mean, because no one was trying to take his son away from him, but we were trying to make him the best fighter that we could make him be. But his dad wanted to. I guess he wanted the credit and to be upfront and be seen speaking like he trained his son, but he never did. But but still, that's his son, so it is what it is.
But can you say so? How was that dynamic in the beginning? Like, because I've spoken to Bill in the past, and I don't know much about the story, but I do know from what he told me. He took his son everywhere. He put him around the best trainers. He's kind of like the the chef. He put all the ingredients together. He don't know how to cook it. You guys know how to train, but he was there listening, watching, hearing everything, and he pretty much studied basically the foundation came from you guys, Floyd Mayweather, the Mayweather family. Basically, what I gathered, so, and he's following that even right now to this day. When he's, his son always talk about Floyd, how influential he's been in his life. So I know the Mayweather family. You don't get talked about much when it comes to training, but I didn't even know you was one of his trainers. You helped train Devin as well. I didn't know that till you said it. Oh, you trained him first?
Yeah.
Oh. So how long were you training him before? Was you training him at Mayweather Gym, or?
No, they had their own gym.
Oh, the Haneys had their own gym.
They had their own gym, and I trained them for about, I would say, probably 2 years, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, he was still young. I don't even think he was pro yet when I trained him.
Yeah, he's still young. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. So but me and Devin had a great relationship. I think Devin's a great kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore, but he was back then. But
it was back then, yeah.
I got a lot of respect for him.
Oh man, you know what? So I just sit back. I really was just thanking Jeff, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was one of the first, when you box, I think he was one of the first IBO champions. The IBO belt. Yeah, I think he was one of the first ones, and I know you've seen a lot. Great, you've seen a lot. You know boxing very, very well. Very, very knowledgeable when it comes to the sport. There you go right there, the IBO. I see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you got that IBO, man. It's basically a lot, man. You've been through a lot. You have your family's historic. Your son, I talk about your son a lot. I got this Floyd impression I always do over here.
Wait. You just did like everybody else. Everybody thinks that I look like Floyd Sr. And you just told me I was Floyd Sr.
I just told you that?
Yep, because you said my son. I don't have no son.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Yeah, I met your nephew. Yeah, I met your nephew. You right. You're right. My bad. I'm sorry about it.
Okay.
I need to catch it. I
get it all the time.
Yeah. No, but what it is I do this impression all the time, right? Because I like talking about Floyd, Leonard Ellaby. I call Leonard Ellaby Booger Ray. I call him Booger Ray Leonard, right? And man, you know, it's just funny. What I do love about it is this here, man. Just y'all have a great family, boxing family. Whether it's you, Roger, the Black Mamba, the original Black Mamba, Roger Mayweather. Mean as a rattlesnake. You know, had a mean jab, mean right hand. I just think about some of the legendary fights that he had in the past as well. You know, and you know, I just, you know, your family has done a really, really good job in placing the mark on the basically in the sport of boxing. Do you look at yourself as being the lesser of the Mayweather's family from a popularity standpoint? How do you view yourself in the eyes of Mayweatherness?
Well, I think I'm probably the less because I choose to be the less.
Right.
I mean, because I've accomplished just as much as my brothers have. I mean, I've trained 6 world champions. Nobody knows that. You know, so that lets you know that I also won a world title as a fighter, and passed on my knowledge to, you know, to be able to win 6 world titles for 6 different fighters. So,
yeah,
you know, but I'm not flashy. I'm not, you know, vocal about what I've accomplished. I mean, I know what I accomplished, so I don't need nobody to toot my horn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Hey, Jeff. Listen, I wanna find out what's going on with don't you have a clothing line?
Yeah.
Or something of that sort. Your clothing line, hold on, is what is it called? What is it called?
Cleos.
Cleos?
Yes.
So that's Kleos?
Yes.
What does Cleos stand for?
Legacy.
Well, is what MJ here?
Fame and glory.
Fame and glory. Okay. All right, cool. So who's running it? Is it you or is it MJ or she's helping you with it or?
Yes, we're partners.
Okay. Can I ask some more about it?
Yeah.
Ask her to come here if she can.
You stay there.
All right, MJ. So explain to me about Cleos. So about what was the concept behind it? What was the the mission statement, whatever? How did you decide to come up with the name Cleos and what does it mean?
Well, the name, it started because Jeff and I were having a conversation about his legacy and what he's going to leave behind. Yeah. And we were going to originally build an online boxing course. But ultimately, we went with the clothing brand because there's a lot more potential in a clothing brand as far as monetization and giving back to the community. So Jeff would like to give back to like coaches and boxing gyms and youth who can't afford boxing. As you know, it's a broke man sport. There's a lot of coaches out there, you know, just training people waiting to get paid, right? Hoping they train the next world champion. So we want to give back to the community. So that's kind of how it started with the conversation. And the name came about because everything with the word legacy in it was taken. So when we tried to apply for our trademark, and come up with a name, everything was taken. So I remember in college in my advertising class, how Nike came, you know, what Nike means, right? And it's ancient Greek for victory. So I just kind of Googled, like, what does legacy mean in ancient Greek? That's kind of how the name was born.
Man, that's dope. Like you just taught me something about Nike. I didn't know that about Nike.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, like nobody knows what Adidas stands for or Nike, right? But they know the name, right?
They know the name.
And then we came up with the logo. The logo was actually a DNA.
Yeah.
I came up with that because the Mayweather boxing is in the Mayweather's DNA.
DNA, yep.
And I literally just drew it on paper and took a picture of it and like then had ChatGPT make it better. I'm not an artist. And so that's how the logo was born. It's actually a DNA symbol.
I see it.
A fancy DNA symbol because the Mayweather DNA and boxing is boxing's in our DNA.
What is the website? Because I want to pull it up so the audience can see it. Do you have a website yet or?
Yes.
Or is it on your social media page?
Yes, it's cleosathletics.com. KLEOSathletics.com. And for right now, we just have this limited edition Mayweather Legacy t-shirt for sale along with this hat. And this shirt is the only photo that exists of all 4 Mayweathers together in the world.
I see it. So this is the site. This is the site right here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll join the waiting list. I'll join. Yeah, I see this here. Okay.
Yeah, and we're asking people to get on the wait list because we will be coming out with more products. So if they don't want this Mayweather, this limited edition tee, we're never bringing this t-shirt back.
Yeah, no, I want it.
Get on the wait list because we will be coming out with more t-shirts, joggers, more products.
I like this. You know what? I like this. Sometimes the best logos are the things that are so simple. And then yeah, I like this. Yeah, I'm definitely getting on the waiting list. Let me do this. I'm gonna post this right now in the chat so people can. Hey, chat, y'all make sure y'all sign up for the waiting list. This is the website right here. I'm dropping the link I'm dropping the link right now. We got over 500 people watching this show right now. We got over 70 watching on X. And we got over 400 watching.
Note too, we're not doing everything's very high quality. Obviously, the Mayweather name is behind this. Senior, we're going to come out with a legacy. It's called the Legacy lineup, where Roger will have his own lineup. Jeff will have his own, and Floyd Sr. will also have his own lineup. We are in the talks with possibly Michael Nunn coming on board and having his own legacy lineup. So there's a lot of exciting things in the future. And once we're profitable, like we do plan on giving back, so a portion of the profits will go to boxing gyms. There's actually a page on the website where you can nominate a boxing gym, to get some funds, right, to help. Obviously, like I said, when we're profitable, we just launched last month. But as soon as we sell out on this t-shirt, we'll be having our next 3 or 4 products. So we're not doing like print on demand. We're actually buying in bulk and making sure that's good quality.
Well, I tell you what, I'll be able to help you in that department. I'll talk to you more about it off air, but I'll definitely be able to help you in that department. I do have a background in marketing, and I'm really good at what I do. So, I
actually own a marketing company. So that's how we kind of came together with the idea. I was like, I can build the website, I can do the paid ads, I can do all the marketing and SEO and all that. And then, so with my marketing company and knowledge and skills and his name, we just fit together. Okay. Who's handling your sales? Who's what?
Who's right now handling your sales though?
I do.
You handle the sales? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right, so I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you after I'll talk to you. Thank you. Hey, Jeff,
you go to like our mission page at the bottom and the foot of the website, our mission values and all of that's right there as well.
Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. Mission page that says at the bottom.
Yeah, in the footer, right.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Our mission
page on there about how we plan on giving back and whatnot. So, take a look, explore.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, MJ. Jeff, man, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you taking the time out, man. I know it's I told I won't hold you up for long. It's been 30 minutes. Is there anything?
All right.
Is it in closing? Is there anything else that you would like to say in closing?
Well, basically, hopefully we can get somebody to help us get rid of some of these shirts. and get on the waiting list for what we got coming in the future.
All right.
But
okay.
I mean, like I said, the most important thing is still giving back and helping these young fighters and these coaches that are struggling. Like, I know a lot of coaches are doing that, going through that struggle, that boxing struggle. I've been through it, and so I understand it.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, Jeff, brother, I appreciate you, man. I want to have you back on the show. Okay. Maybe we could do part 2 of it if we can get more into depth with a lot of different things. But I really want to thank you. I appreciate everything that the Mayweather family has done for the sport of boxing. I know you guys sacrificed your lives, made a good living and stuff like that. But I appreciate you for taking the time out to do this interview.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I
reach back out to you.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.